Well, in today's healthy shopping, we're looking at your pots, pans, and all the rest of the cookware that's in your cabinets for unhealthy materials that could be seeping into your food. And I have to say, Joe, I am shocked. I'm shocked that for what you're telling me. But anyway, go ahead. What's good and what's bad here?
Well, this one is something that probably is not going to be a shocker to anybody.
That's right.
Teflon came out in the margarine generation, in the Twinkie generation, and so on and so forth, when we were trying to make things easy for people.
And it does. Nothing sticks to Teflon.
Nothing sticks to it except including the gaseous vapors that are in there, the toxic vapors that are in there. When you cook in Teflon, and you see that smoke coming up out of the pan, if you were to trap that smoke and then have it lab tested, you would find aluminum in there, you would find mercury in there, and several other toxic chemicals, including cadmium, things that make your brain go goofy.
Wow.
I don't think Teflon's going to be on the market much longer.
No, they've asked DuPont to actually stop using it now. And not only does it have those kind of things, but it's really almost like, I don't know if it's really proven, but it's believed to cause many kinds of cancer. Well, is that true?
Not only cancer, but diseases. I mean, aluminum has been, unequivocally tied to Alzheimer's.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
my dad worked at Kaiser Aluminum for 30 years, and he had Alzheimer's when he died, yeah.
And so, that's one of the vapors that come up out of this. And then we go to stainless steel. You and I were discussing
this is what, I mean, stainless steel is sacred. I mean, stainless steel was the big, wonderful, healthy improvement over aluminum cookware.
Well, I think that the stainless steel is certainly less toxic than the Teflon. It's a pure metal in that sense. But testing show you that toxic vapors do come up out of stainless steel, especially this particular set here has a copper bottom. And when that's heated, that seeps through the stainless steel.
Really?
Okay?
Interesting.
I hope I held that up okay.
So what is wrong with the stainless steel? It actually has, you said, has some lead in it? Or?
When the toxic vapors come up from it, especially like with a copper bottom like this, copper, those micro metals, those micro minerals that we have in our body have a very finicky balance.
Right.
And when they're imbalanced, that's where you have especially neurological disorders. I think neurological disorders more than anything. With the Teflon, they're linking that to prostate and breast cancer and so on and so forth. This, I think, more is neurological weirdness.
Is there a healthier kind of stainless steel, or just stay away from all stainless steel?
Well, I would preferably stay away from all stainless steel, but just not the type with this copper bottom here.
That's
you see
even worse.
this brown here?
Oh yeah, that was the fancy stainless steel. Yeah.
Right. Just want it to be all stainless. If you could, would be better.
Okay. Now what about this?
To the healthy cookware,
this beautiful red cookware over here. I love it.
This red reminds me of the Brady Bunch. To hold the red and the green and the whole 70s color thing. It's supposed to be coming back though, but
it totally is.
Just a little added value
but
for our customers.
I just have to say, this is cast iron, and I grew up on this because my grandmother used iron, and my mother used iron too.
Well, cast iron.
Along with their Teflon, but anyway.
I see these pans actually have an enamel coating inside of the cast iron. Yes, because even the iron itself, though not toxic, for men, I'm sorry, could be a harm to them. Most men have too high, the iron content that they have on blood tests, the range that they have is really not a good range. That really needs to be taken way down. The ferritin level.
And women tend to be low in iron because of menstruation, so it's not so bad for women.
It's not so bad for women, but in men, their ferritin levels, iron is metal, it's rust.
Right.
So the ferritin levels in most men are too high, and that's why so many men deal with fatigue, and that's why you never want to take a men's supplement that has iron in it.
Wow, I didn't
men,
know
if
that.
anything, have a
So
have
even
a surplus.
iron skillets are not healthy unless it's coated?
You have this enamel coating. Now, see, the enamel coating in the frying pan, it looks a little bit different than...
Oh, yeah.
See, in this pot here, this enamel coating is a high gloss, okay?
Oh, yeah.
But for
this
frying,
doesn't look coated.
No, it's coated, but it has a different texture to it. Okay. So on the frying pan.
Now, there's nothing toxic in enamel?
No. There's nothing toxic at all in enamel.
Okay.
And through this process, when you use a frying pan, the downside of this is if you just tried to fry something in there right now, okay, you would need a crowbar to get it out of there.
Oh, you have to season it.
You have to season it. Well, the way you can seal this is to take some virgin coconut oil and you slather it on there pretty liberally, okay, and put it upside down in the oven for about 3 hours. Okay. And that'll kind of create a new base on that pan. And then when you cook, you can use olive oil. Or you could use, some people like to use canola oil, but I prefer olive oil. And the best thing to cook with is virgin coconuts, is baby coconuts, oil that's made from baby coconuts. It seems expensive because it'd be about $17 for a quart-size jar, but it goes a long way.
Yeah. And palm oil, red palm oil is also excellent.
Palm oil is also another thing. Yeah. And those types of things, Shirley, when you put that on the bottom of the pan and kind of provide that base, you won't have a problem with the sticking.
Well, okay, now what about, I mean, because this stuff is really heavy. I mean, what about like Corningware, like glass types of cookware?
I'm totally fine with glass. I don't see anything toxic coming out of glass. The real thing you have to be careful with glass. In fact, a friend of mine, a football coach, one of the guys who makes fun of me for doing his cooking show, he had an injury from the glass so severe, he was literally rushed to the ER. He cut the vein in his, when glass goes from hot to cold, it can get really weird. And what he did was he took a very hot glass pot, put it under the faucet, and that thing literally just, he said, Joe, I'm standing there, and he saw it starting to crack at the end, and the crack just went all the way up the handle. And so before I could even react, the crack just went all the way up the handle, and he had to, the handle was sticking over his wrist a little bit. And boom, severed his wrist, cut this vein here, and I don't think we need any more details.
So we do have to be very careful of glass.
For pots and for boiling and stuff, I think it's fine. Frying with glass, I've never seen that application, but just that when you use a glass pot for boiling, from toxicity standpoint, it's fine, but you just want to really let the thing cool down
before you put
naturally before you go ahead.
Because glass does break. And the other thing is, Pyrex, baker and stuff, that's fine because that's glass, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
And that's the kind of glass I'm talking about. Well, remember to log on to www.tln.com, click on shows, then Balanced Health for more information. You can also call 888-242-9393 for a copy of this show. And Shirley, you're saying so many people are doing it. That is so awesome. Well, coming up, Dr. Karen Bergner is back from the Dreyer Medical Clinic. She's going to answer some of the questions that you sent in regarding chronic fatigue syndrome. You can also send your questions into balancedhealth@tln.com on these same chronic fatigue issues. Don't go away. We got some good stuff coming up.